Good morning and welcome back to another video, and today is another day of the Zero to Gold Cap Challenge. Now just stick around and enjoy the video. Okay, so today we're going to take a nice easy approach today to gold making, and this will require you to literally take around about 20 minutes of your time per hour, and pretty much it's just an easy farm to get some easy, lazy gold for not that much time invested. So say you had about 20 minutes spare each and every day to allocate towards gold farming. Well, there is a couple of ways in which you can actually make some gold, and today we're going to be going over the one that I prefer to actually go towards, and that is the Vortex Pinnacle. Now, the reason I picked the Vortex Pinnacle is because it is a volatile air-esque farm. Now, I have done some previous farming of this, of course, and that is because I can get a few mogs for basically Cataclysm, and I wanted to get some of those all sorted. And the next things of note is Volatile Air. Now, you're mainly going in here for Volatile Air. Feel free to disenchant all of the greens if you so wish, and let's just jump into how we actually do the run in order to pretty much just get a head start on all of this. So why do I pick the Vortex Pinnacle? Well, mainly because it gets you a lot of mats for Cataclysm which sell rather fast, and that is obviously the Volatile Air. You'll be getting them from these mobs all around the area, and pretty much the only thing that's going to get in your way is the storm chasers, which will gust soldiers, and they will charge you. So I have a little trick. There's not much way of getting around the other ones besides at first, so they will just stun you, but if you just run around the edge, the other mobs will gap pull them all together and you won't get stunned just as quick. What I like to do is I like to keep this dungeon pretty much just pretty simple, and that is by just tagging the boss with my Moonfire and just hiding behind the pillar. Otherwise these casters will all just stand there and it will get really frustrating. So what I can do is I can start killing them if I really wanted to, but I usually wait for them to all pull together. And overall, I just wait for all of these mobs to pull together and so I can kill them. Usually wait till about this, and we'll just jump in and then just keep running forward just a little bit. Just pick up that little straggler. And we just got some 6 volatile air from that, and a piece of a green. We've got another 16 volatile air, and then we'll just get that, bing bang boosh, and then get the one from the boss. I only kill the boss because he's there, and now I just jump off of the platform. This will send me back to the beginning again, so you're not actually going to die from this. Vortex Pinnacle will just send you back to the beginning, in which all you have to do is just run out of the instance. The next thing that you'll be wanting to do is either reset instance, and that is either through reset all instances like here, or if you have Loot Appraiser, you can just press reset instance button and it will reset it for you. That being the case, if you are with the recorder, you can always use the recorder's function in standard mode for reset all instances, and that will do the exact same thing for you. So that being the case, do I find this Vortex Pinnacle farm actually any good? Well, yes, I find it to be a great use of my time. And that is, if I don't have a lot of time to actually farm up things, I can allocate at least 20 minutes per day to farming. And overall, you're going to get a fair amount of gold's worth of volatile air. Now, volatile air, on average, you're going to get quite a few, and pretty much it's about 150 give or take. So if we went into WorthIt and we went into miscellaneous and we just went volatile air, and volatile air, overall at this moment in time for me it's not that much gold. It's 3,773. Obviously it can be higher on some other people's realms, and the WorthIt average is around about 210 give or take. So 210, that's not too bad. I can deal with that overall. Now, running into the instance and just keep doing that, and pretty much you're just going to get a load of volatile air. The idea on this is to get as many materials that sell fast in the shortest amount of time. So for you guys that are on a time constraint to actually do gold farming, I think that this farm is pretty damn good for just getting things done overall. So what I'm trying to say is, if you've got 20 minutes a day to do gold farming and then not a lot of time to do else, then this farm is by far one of your best, because you can pretty much just get in from work, do it quickly, and that's you done for the day for gold farming. And then by the end of the week, you're going to have about 7 times worth of all of that stuff that you've just gathered. So you're going to have a decent amount of volatile air overall. That being the case, there is another thing that you may want to bear in mind, and we'll just go over here and move via the boss. He's dead. There is a boss in the dungeon, and that is Ultrus. And basically what you have to do with this guy, he's the second boss, so instead of the first boss that we've just killed, you would want to go to the dragon boss Ultrus, and basically he has a chance of giving you the reins of the Drake of the North Winds. You can obviously extend your actual farming time in order to try and get a hold of this mount, because you're running this on normal and not heroic, and that means that you've got 10 times per hour to get a hold of that mount. Now I actually recently got a hold of this mount, so I don't have to do a bit more of a run. There are a few more air elementals after there, but it's not anything overly that amazing. What I like to do is I like to cut the run short, so that being the case, I find that to be the best way for me. Now, this is the 20-minute run. You stop here and you jump off. But if you wanted to increase your time and maximize the amount of volatile air that you're actually going to be getting, then this is why the WorthIt one was different than my results for this. And that is because you've got loads of these guys here. And what I like to do for this one is soothe, and then obviously stay in my travel form, and then make my way around. By the way, this first dragon isn't actually anything special, it's just a standard dragon, and yeah, pretty much. Now, overall, all you have to do for these guys, this will knock you off if you don't damage it, so just make sure to be prepared for that one, and just keep farming and running and which you will. Now, these guys here, you just keep running and running and running, and then we'll just make our way up and around to this part here. This is what you would consider the full run of the Vortex Pinnacle farm for volatile air. Now, obviously I cut it in half up to the first boss if you want to only have 20 minutes of farming per day, and that is pretty much if you don't have a lot of time. If you do have a lot of time, you can probably do this one in about 30 minutes for the second part, which it gives you the chance of the dragon mount, which we do not have, unfortunately. But that's not a problem, we can just add all that up and get a load more greens as well as that. So we'll just keep getting volatile air and volatile air and get some more volatile air. Same principle applies when you go to reset your instance. You jump off the platform, so boom, and it will send you back to the beginning once again. Now this one is for the mount and some additional volatile air, also if you wanted to elongate the farm to make it even better. So that is something you may want to consider moving forward. Now other than that, I like to just do the halfway point with the first boss, because it's short, it's sweet, it gets the job done. It's not maximizing the amount of gold that you're actually going to be getting, but it will give you a nice uptick by the end of the week, because 150 volatile air times by 7, which is what I got on average, is about 1050 volatile air overall, and at a 17 gold valuation for me, and we'll actually times this on my calculator right now, will be about 17,850 gold. It's not overly that massive or amazing, but the end of the day is to keep it short and sweet and make sure that you get some gold, even as a supplementary method. So just bear that one in mind when you're actually doing this. So that being the case, would I actually recommend this? Yes, I would. If you don't have the time to farm, Vortex Pinnacle is a good one for getting some fast selling materials, which is always good for people who are on time constraints, and also it sells relatively fast as well, so for a reasonable amount of gold. So you'll be able to pull in some reasonable gold as well as do a little bit of gold farming while you go about your day to day on IRL and all that jazz. So that being the case, guys, that is pretty much all I have to say for today's video. Have an awesome rest of the day, and I shall see you in the next video, which will be tomorrow. If you want to support the channel and help make the channel even better, then why not check out the Patreon? Members get additional info, gold making resources, and Patreon specific content. The link is located in the description down below. Thank you and have an awesome day.